hello, Buddha ne ye kaha tha, we should do this, blah, blah, blah. So you make such nice contents, good music, beautiful smile, very good editing, and I'm very raw. I never really, took a very deep interest into content creation. So honestly speaking, I'm not the most suitable person to tell you something about content creation. I'm not a professional content creator. I'm being honest. I try a little bit. I try to record some vlogs on my Sony mirrorless camera. Hello, Tashidele, The recent one I made was, I think, New Year. So you told people to post a lot, right? Maybe 100 videos later, I think I'm a hopeless case. I think I post once a month. So that's why my subscribers are not growing, and I don't really care much about that. But so I'm not a professional content creator, but I do understand the world that we live in. What I do is I do Instagram Live. So I'm lazy, so I hand one of my phones to my attendant, very kind, he sets it up, and that's it, live streaming. No editing required. I don't need to worry about, editing later. I don't have to download music. I don't have to, spend hours and hours, just done, right? If you like it, you watch. If you don't like it, I'm so sorry, right? So that's why if you look at my feed on Instagram, it's like so many, I don't know about thumbnails, nothing you said about thumbnails. Some of my thumbnails are people's feet. That's where they started recording. Sometimes it's the forehead of one of my attendants, Sometimes it's the nostrils. Sometimes it's the back, a hip of somebody. Sometimes it's the sky. Sometimes it's a dog. So really, look at my Instagram. You're like, is this guy drunk or what? Seriously, you will think like that. And somebody told me, you have such good pictures. Why don't you change the thumbnail at least, make it look decent, like curate it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm not really into it. If people like it, they will follow it. I much rather choose authenticity over too much like Mr. Beast. I'm like, no offense to Mr. Beast and some other, content creators on YouTube. They are like the gods of content creation. I don't mean to say anything bad about them, but I don't want to be too fake, too much AI, too much perfect thumbnails. I understand if you really want to grow, like I learned today, how important it is. But me being myself, I'm raw, I'm direct, and that's what I chose. Maybe I'm lazy also. The most amount of time I spent on a thumbnail was the one I uploaded about His Holiness the Dalai Lama, how we can learn from him, sitting in an aisle. I think I posted it, 2 months ago, right? That got really good views. So I was trying to strategize. Holiness photo up there, not too big, arrow pointing to Holiness in case they don't know who Holiness is. Me sitting down there with my hands folded, And you mentioned about putting title in the thumbnail, like some text. I put something, I don't remember what I put, you have to check it out. I think Mr. Beast would be proud, But it's just my laziness. So I'm not really a professional content creator, but what I would like to say before I talk too much is that we have a responsibility. Yeah, we're not just making content for the sake of creating content. We're not just making content to make money. We're not creating content for some propaganda. We're not creating content to become famous for ourselves. We have a big responsibility. We are trying to spread the Buddha's teachings, which are profound, which are eternal, timeless, and ancient. But at the same time, as samsara degrades, it becomes more relevant. As it becomes darker, the candle, the luminosity, it becomes brighter. In the same way, the Buddha's teachings are becoming very relevant these days. Because from my experience, I think a lot of people in today's world, they have already tried everything. They've tried, spending time in a big hotel. They've tried eating the most delicious food. They've tried riding in the best cars, in airplanes, wearing good clothes, but still, they don't feel inner happiness. So they're turning towards the Buddha's teachings because from the, general public's observation, monks and nuns seems to be the most peaceful. And one of the most peaceful and And one of the most influential person in that aspect is His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Gyaltsen Dzongsa Khyentse Rinpoche. So when they look at the Dalai Lamas and the Dzongsa Khyentses, maybe they think like these people really must have benefited from the Buddha's teachings. So let me check on Instagram some Buddhist content creator. So maybe they see some from Theravada, some from Mahayana, some from Vajrayana. The Buddha said this, the 5 things to do, 5 things not to do. Whatever it is, we have a big responsibility. And I think what I would like to suggest to you, without taking up too much time, is please educate yourself properly before you share anything. It is very easy to, press the record button, say whatever you want to say and post it. But then the problem with internet is that social media is once you post it, trust me, even if you delete it, you can't unpost it. There will always be multiple versions saved somewhere, and there are ways to retrieve what you've posted, whether it's a very innocent comment or it's a long YouTube video. So be very careful before you post it and educate yourself on the content that you want to share. Double check who said that, whether Buddha said that, maybe Guru Rinpoche said that, maybe Nagarjuna said that, maybe Chandrakirti said that. So be double sure, because later on when people will comment, and there will be some trolls waiting to troll you. There are some people, some sad people, keyboard warriors, mostly in their mom's basement, or maybe sitting under a tree. I don't want to judge them, they could be right in Bodh Gaya. I won't use the word hate, but they just follow you because they don't like you. Even if your content is good, they just don't like your face, they don't like your ethnicity, they don't like the way you talk. I don't know, there are some very sad people. Dukhi Atma. We say Dukhi Atma, no. Really. People who are upset for no reason. And it's because the karma is twisted. So there's not much you can do about them. And they are ready to troll you in the comments. You're wrong. Buddha didn't say that. Let me correct that. So, it can cause confusion. It can cause loss of confidence in yourself. And it can cause, lots of, this confusion among your viewers and subscribers. So please be careful. What I would like to advise, whatever you want to share, be careful with the content that you're sharing. Double check, triple check. And maybe share some stanza, lung, from Junju, for example. If Shanti Deva said it, so after that, maybe you can just post a small, that gives more authenticity. That would be first thing. Second thing would be, also maybe share a little bit about your personal lives. So I don't really have time to watch too many content, but personally, some people ask me, why do you post your gym videos? Why are you sometimes so raw? It's because I don't want to seem to deceive my audience. I want to be authentic. I want that relatability. I want people to know what I'm eating, what diet I'm following, why I'm riding a motorcycle, or why I'm in the gym, why is working out so important, why I'm doing this, why I'm doing that. It's good to share sometimes, to an extent, not everything, so that you become more relatable, and then people will trust you more. They'll be like, I know this guy, he's Palga Rinpoche, I know him, he's such and such. And they will like you, they will love you. So it becomes very easy to communicate if you become relatable. So be nyamchum, very important, be humble, always stay grounded. Doesn't matter you have 1 million followers or 100 million followers or how rich you are, always be humble. We're all human beings. We all are stuck in samsara. We are all facing the consequences of our karma. We are Buddhists, we are not Buddhas. Yeah? So don't act like a Buddha unless you're a Buddha. Unless you can fly like Milarepa, unless you can fly like Guru Rinpoche, you're not a Buddha. You're a human being. We also have insecurities sometimes, your own problems. So we're not perfect. So be nyamchum, be humble, be simple, meet everybody, and whether somebody is recording or not doesn't matter. Yeah, your conscience is recording. Yeah, so interact with people. That's very important. I don't know whether you have noticed or not. Today when we were on the stupa, how many people we met? Maybe 30, 40, right? I interacted with each and every one of them. And I don't care whether there's somebody taking picture. I don't wait for the photo I don't do that. I don't care. I care about myself. I have to live with myself. We will, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will say goodbye. I don't know when we will meet next time. But I always have to live with myself. I cannot avoid myself, my conscience. And keeping my conscience clear is very important. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't say, oh, Buddha said this, but then don't contradict what you're saying. Tomorrow, he's talking about not eating meat. I saw him eating KFC. He's talking about not drinking alcohol. He's like drunk. I know that monk, he has girlfriend, he has boyfriend. He is whatever. He has girlfriend and boyfriend. Don't say, oh, Buddha said this, Buddha said this. If you want to say something, follow it. That's very important because keep your conscience clear. That will give you confidence. Mami Tambui, I am an honest person. I'm not a Buddha, but I'm trying to be a good follower of the Buddha. A good follower of my Tsawai Lama. I will not embarrass them. Yeah? These robes you're wearing, whatever lineage you follow, we have a legacy to uphold. These days, Shamri is very easy to become embarrassed, controversy. So try to be as honest as possible. Don't be a hypocrite. So that's why I post my photos. So tomorrow, if you see me in the gym, you won't be like, hey, I saw Palga Rinpoche in the gym. I thought he was like this gelong. Ooh, but look, he's working out. I saw him in pants, jeans, pea-cap. Okay, I don't do anything bad, but you know what I mean? So you won't lose your trust in me, right? You won't be shocked. I know him, yes, he posed yesterday. Yeah, he was watching Durandar before he came to Bodh at 10 o'clock. Yes, I did. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to see what the big deal was with Akshay Khanna's dance, right? It's a very good movie actually. Really, really nice movie. Anyway, so this is... But honestly, I don't go to parties. Yeah? I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't eat meat. I don't womanize. You know what I mean? I'm a loyal person. I'm a dedicated person. Let's not go too much into my personal life. That's for another convention. Okay. But as much as I can share, okay? I can't share everything, but whatever. But these are the truth. You will never catch me drinking. You will never catch me in a party. You will never catch me eating meat. You will never catch me smoking or taking drugs or doing anything that I say I don't do. Whatever I do, I don't say like, I don't like to watch movies. I never said that. I like watching movies. There's nothing wrong with that. Movies can be quite educational. So if you see me in the cinema tomorrow, touch the day, sit down, have popcorn, have some popcorn, let's watch together. No. So being honest is very important. Because you're famous now. Yeah? Whether you have millions of subscribers, followers or not, some of our reels become viral. And virality is a mystery. Sometimes we create a content thinking like, this will become so viral. It doesn't get any views. Sometimes you just make a video to test the day, I'm here doing this, goes viral. Right? Everybody knows this. So we don't really know how the algorithm works. But people know your face. And by association, if you do something shameful, something contradictory, what you're trying to convey, then people will lose faith, not only you, but also the Buddha Dharma. Okay? Because you're upholding that. So please be careful with how you live your life, how you portray yourself. Be nyamchung, be honest, do proper research before you post something. And if you follow these things, confidence is not an issue. Like I'm a very confident person because I have nothing to hide. Really, what I am right now is the same Palga Rinpoche in my room when nobody's watching. How I am right now is the same Palga Rinpoche while I'm in the cinema watching Durandar. What Palga Rinpoche you're seeing right now is the same Palga Rinpoche in the gym, in Ladakh, anywhere. You will never find another version of me. Seriously. So I don't lie to myself. I don't pretend. There's no time for that. Be honest to your audience and be honest, most importantly, to yourself, to your zamir, to your conscience. Don't lie to yourself. Yeah? And you live guilt-free. Yeah? Your conscience stays clear. Confidence comes naturally. Listen to your gurus, from the Dalai Lamas to the Tonsur Khenses. Yeah, study the text as much as you can and convey that message in a very relatable, humble, nyamchung, and honest way. That will be my advice. Jishe, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mushkila. We'll proceed to the question and answer session. So please raise your hand if you have any questions.
Enthused by great compassion, you taught the enlightened Dharma to dispel all the misery, to you the Buddha Kodama, by paying the homage. By paying this stanza to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, my name is Pinpa, and I have one question for Palga Rinpoche, and it's an honor to ask this question. So my question is that, Rinpoche, you talk about authenticity, you talk about like being with yourself, and my question is a bit concerned for today's youngster that you also talk about like drugs and alcohol. So these things like something that youngsters should not do, right? So people, they what they do, they're trying to fit in everything and they lose themselves. So can you share some message for the youngster to abstain from these drugs and such things? Thank you.
Pujiche, thank you so much for your very important and relevant question. One of the main afflictions of our society these days, which seem to be addiction of different sorts. Addiction to alcohol, addiction to drugs, also addiction to mobile phones and, doom scrolling as you were explaining in the bed, right? And some of you raised your hands, I remember. Yeah, it's a very sad reality, man, because some of these drugs were created in labs, tested on rats and monkeys and whatnot, perfectly, created to get us hooked, to keep us hooked. And these are one of the biggest problems facing all our societies these days. To the youngsters, everybody has problems. Everybody goes through depression. Everybody goes through, some form of anxiety, sadness. I did too when I was young. I was 8 years old when I was enthroned, when I went to Tsopema. A young boy from Ladakhi village, taken all of a sudden from this high altitude plateau to this very lush, green, rainy, Himachali, weather of Rivalsar. A small place, beautiful place, precious place, but a small place. And that really, caused a lot of confusion in me. I was too young. My teacher was very strict. I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, read Pecha until 6, 7 o'clock in the night. I had no amala, no pala, no father, mother, nothing. The food was different. I also went through a lot of mental problems. To be honest with you, I think I went through depression because all I remember was sometimes the blanket feeling like 50 kilos. I just couldn't wake up. It was feeling so heavy. My blanket, my kambal was feeling so heavy. I would pray for the sun not to rise. That's how depressed I was. I would pray for the sun to set fast so that I can go to sleep and not wake up, not just wanted to close my eyes. Then again, when I went to England, I also faced a lot of mental, issues. I was working in restaurants and I had some issues with some of the chefs. We had some fight. I was an angry person. We fought and they kicked me out. I didn't have any job. So I was living on the streets. Really, I was sleeping on the streets like a beggar for a few nights. Simple gatta, like cardboard. I saw so many things. I was so depressed. And after that, I managed to find a small accommodation. I was sleeping on air mattress for 3 months. I remember watching Liverpool versus AC Milan, Istanbul, 2005. Even though I'm not a Liverpool fan, I'm a Manchester United fan. So any Liverpool fan, please, you may leave. Any Manchester United fan, you may come. We will collaborate, share each other's content. Yeah. But I was depressed. That's how depressed I was. That I watched Liverpool play against AC Milan. That's how depressed I was. And they won. But what did I do? I could have taken drugs. I could have taken alcohol, go through that road. I could have smoked. My friends used to smoke weed, take drugs, etc. I never touched any of them. Sometimes my friends would forget their cigarettes and their weed in my pocket, in my jacket, and I would bring it home. And I would smoke it, but I never did. Because I knew these were bad things. These were things to avoid by nature. And some of my friends used to say, you have to try once. Huh? Try once. Ek baar try karo. Sab kuch try karo. You have to try something at least one time. Then I said, to be honest with you, and excuse my French, why don't you try, SHIT, human waste, poop, why don't you try poop? Try chile. You did try chile. Urine. Why don't you drink urine? Why don't you try somebody's mucus, somebody's pus? Why don't you try eating a rock? I don't know. Why don't you try, kissing a snake? See how that turns out, a king cobra. You can't try everything, man. That's stupid. That's stupid logic. So there's some things like kissing a snake or eating, a poop. I don't know, maybe jumping without a parachute. These things are to be avoided. Yeah, sehat ke liye hanikarak hai. These are injuries to your health. Cigarette, drugs, alcohol. You have to identify certain things, and you have to tell yourself, all the youngsters, that some things are bad by nature, and you should avoid them at any cost. So let's say you have some mental problem, emotional problem, you had a breakup, you have some social pressure. I don't know. Go around the stupa, try chanting mantras, go to the gym. Going to the gym is a very good habit. It really releases your tension. It's full of dukhi atma sometimes in the gym, Everybody is so frustrated, and they come, they feel relaxed. I don't know, I feel that way. So I also get frustrated sometimes, even today. I don't blow in front of people. I try my best to not suppress it, but not to, throw in people's face. What I do is I go to the gym and I pump the iron. And it really helps. I don't know, I'm a bit crazy like that. I would do an extra rep just because of that anger that I had in the daytime. One or two more squats or deadlifts because of that aggression. So it really helps me to build myself and I release my negative energy in a very positive way. So instead of my problems destroying me, because I express it in a very good way, it actually builds me instead of destroying me. So that's what I would say. Stay away from drugs, stay away from alcohol, stay away from these kind of bad things. Understand that these are bad by nature and try to find something positive that builds you instead of destroys you to release your tension. Yeah, that will be my advice.
Hello, even I'm a big fan of Manchester United. We have a match coming up tomorrow. Yeah, okay. Rinpoche, my question is, the importance of money, right? When there are people who say that if you keep thinking about money, it's a bad thing. But at the same time, if you don't think about money, we go broke. But so how can I, where I don't get attached with money, but at the same time, I can sustain myself and help my loved ones.
That's a good question. I remember when I was young, I was a bit stupid. Well, I still am. But I used to have this negative attitude towards money. I used to think money is evil. That is the root of all evil. I don't know how, but that took place in my brain. Then my godmother, she's from America, and I'm still, in touch with her. I love her. She has been supporting me for many years. She told me that money is neither evil nor good. She said money is potential. That stayed in my brain. Money is neither good nor bad. It is potential. I mean, if you don't have money, how would you organize this convention? If you don't have money, how would you pay the programmers, the computers, and the software engineers to build this amazing software, we Buddhists, that they're building? We were discussing NTNV and he was explaining to me about LLMs, about AI, about, I mean, God knows what. I learned so much today. Thank you so much. Without money, how do you do that, man? Without money, how do you buy the microphones, the cameras? Without money, how do you build such a beautiful monastery? Money is not the most important thing, but money is important. So I think you shouldn't always keep thinking about money. Money should not be at the top of your priority, and this goes the same for content creators. You shouldn't just think like, Google AdSense, Google's, what is it? YouTube Studio, Analytics, how much money did I make? My money is coming after $100, is coming in 1 month or something, That shouldn't be the top of your priority. You shouldn't always think about this post, this content will make me so much money, sponsorship. But money is important though. It is not the most important thing, but it is important. I don't think you should constantly keep thinking about money. But try to, make money in a good, sustainable way that doesn't cause harm to people. Try to make money by benefiting others, by providing some value, bringing some value to society. I don't know, find your own way. So myself, the money that I have is the money that people offer me. When people come to meet me, mostly in Ladakh, they come, they ask me to do some prayers, and they give me the money. And of course I do the prayers, otherwise I will get like money. That, Deepa is very bad. So sometimes they ask me to perform a puja, or when somebody passes away, or whatever it is, I do my duty from the bottom of my heart. Because when they offer the money, they don't offer it like this, they offer it like this, clenched, full of their hopes, their wishes, their prayers, and you can see the imprint of their hands, on the money which they've earned so diligently, and they offer it to me and say, Rinpoche, please pray for me, pray for this. And I can see the significance. So that's, that's how I make my money, for example, what people offer me. That's all. I don't have a business, I don't have a big company, I don't have a big hotel somewhere, or some big chinda in America or Taiwan or Vietnam. I think Vietnam is very popular these days. No, but I know that without money, you cannot build Gomba, you cannot build a monastery, and you cannot build money with 100 rupees, 50 rupees, no. You need a lot of money. So money is important, but I don't know, man, I'm not a very money-minded person. I had a lot of money at one point when I was in Europe. I had nice cars, I had Gucci Armani, I had diamond studs, I looked like Ronaldo, I looked like like an egg version of Ronaldo, small, round one. But money really didn't bring me happiness. Seriously, I lived in 5-star hotels. I was in Ritz, Barcelona, 2012, New Year party, yay! 2 nights, I think 15 lakhs I spent. It was stupid, man, and I wasted so much money. I tried to find happiness in money and all these nice things, but trust me, they didn't bring me happiness. But without money, will I be able to live, survive, do things that I like? No, money is important, but it should not be your ultimate goal or your, it should not be your most important, objective. Yeah, but money is important.
Martial Tele. I'm Chile from Nepal. And just now, what you have mentioned, Rinpoche was educated in both monastery and in Europe, and then from the experience of Rinpoche, I just would like to pass one question. The question is, in today's century, from the materialistic world, and with Buddhism, we strongly focus on the contentment.
Hello?
Lest we desire the more we live happily. This is the very core teaching from Buddhism.
Maybe change the mic. Use the mic, yeah?
Hello.
Okay, sorry, I'm again going to ask this question clearly. In today's materialistic world, and then so in Buddhism we say that the less we desire, the more happily we live life, right? But in today's materialistic world, like we are driving crazy by many the outer facilities, especially the materialism. So it's very hard to we are driving to the materialistics. So of course, if in this way we are driving, so we lose hope on the Buddhist practice of the contentment. Like Rinpoche, I would like to, because Rinpoche will mind give us instructions on how to balance the materialism world and the Buddhist practice. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate. Nice question. I think desire, if this is my opinion, okay? Whatever I'm saying is my opinion. Desire can be good if you use it for something positive. Like, I desire for all sentient beings to become Buddha. So that's a good desire, no? That's a good desire. I desire for everybody to be happy. You know, that's a kind of a desire. Deva, right? Desire, to wish, right? Desire in terms of like, I don't know, I have to have this person, this woman, this man. I have to become rich. I don't care what I do, who suffers, who doesn't suffer. I don't give it, you know, whatever. Maybe those kind of things are not very good. I think to be happy, you have to be content. Yeah? I think contentment is very important for achieving happiness. Desire can be negative and positive, depends on how you see, how you employ it. In terms of balancing your Buddhist practices with the materialistic world, what I do, what I believe is it's okay to own things. Okay, sasta roe bar bar, you know, महंगा roe एक बार, सस्ता roe बार. Okay, so if like those who are cheap people, they cry all the time. You know, those who buy expensive, they cry once. So if you want to buy something, save money, buy something that lasts long, and take care of it. But don't be attached to it. So my thinking is, it's okay to possess, buy something nice, you know, but don't be attached to it. Don't make this the source of your happiness or your suffering. Let's say tomorrow you buy a new car. Understand, the moment you buy a car, understand that the car is a compounded phenomena. Yeah? And all compounded phenomena, according to the Buddha's teachings, the 4 C's of the Dharma, are impermanent. And car is a huge phenomenon. It's not a small thing that you can carry in your pocket or wear it around your neck. A car is something you park outside. A rickshaw can scratch it. A dog can pee on it. I don't know. You know, kabutar can poop on it. Yeah, somebody can literally just break your car, steal your tires, break your windows, whatever it is. So don't make your car or your belonging the source of your suffering or the source of your happiness. Don't think like, if something happens to my car, I'm going to go crazy. Don't have that attitude. When you buy a new phone, as soon as you buy, you know, the unboxing, the new smell, the new touch, oh, iPhone 17, 17 Pro, whatever. Then, as soon as you buy, you have to remind yourself, this is impermanent. Yeah? This has weight. I can't drop it. You know, I will put a screen guard. I will use it to make nice videos. Hello guys. But one day maybe you might drop it. So, you know, if you plant that in your brain, that everything is compounded phenomena, everything is impermanent, then materialistic things don't really affect your inner peace. You're okay. Gaadi ko thoda lag gaya, you know, car is a little bit broken, so it's okay. What is the big deal? Nobody died, right? There's a small bump in your car, it's okay. You drop your phone once, okay, try not to drop it next time. Put a nice screen guard, put a nice cover, and carry it with care, I don't know. So, you should not be attached to your belongings. Even a beggar has a begging bowl. If the beggar is so attached, it will bring so much suffering to the beggar. You can be a billionaire, but not be attached to your money. Like I said, don't make your possessions possess you. Yeah? You have to possess your possessions. Don't make your possessions possess you. But that's what's happening these days. Our possessions possess us. Right? Because we attach a hook. So when it comes to stuff, it's easy. Because the attachment goes one side. I love this phone. I don't know, because it was given to me by my father, my mother, my friend, whatever. I love it. So you put the hook onto the phone. The phone is not sentient. So it cannot say, I love you too. It cannot bring the hook back. Problem is more than materials. Problem is with humans. Humans also put a hook in you. I love you too. I miss you too. So with humans it's more tricky because there is a hook on both sides. You have attached a hook to each other. So tomorrow if you want to release the hook, if that person doesn't release, it brings a lot of suffering to that person. But with material it's easier. So in conclusion, don't be attached to anything, whether it's humans or materials. But with humans you have to be more careful because there are feelings and emotions involved. So be careful with whom you relate to, with whom you make friends, with whom you go beyond friendship. Yeah, you're a lay person, so be careful. Too many friends is not good. Keep a few friends. Meet everybody, but keep very few friends. Less commitments, less headaches, I guess.
Hello. So you were a millionaire at a very young age, and you experienced highly luxurious life. Now you are living a monastic life and with a lot of wisdom. So when you when you look back at your late life back then, so what could you have done differently? Means what problems or struggles you could have solved differently? Looking back at your previous life.
Nothing. Really nothing. I have no regrets, and I'll tell you why. I'm not lying, I'm not being, arrogant, that I've never made any mistakes. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, but I don't regret them because whatever I chose, I listened to my heart. I do listen to good counsel, I do listen to people's advice, but I choose which one to apply. And nowadays, I don't really ask for too much counseling, too much advice, because somebody says you should do it, another person says you shouldn't do it, and that creates confusion. Be as informed as possible for whatever choice you want to make in your life, but at the end, listen to your heart, listen to that inner voice, because at the end, you have to answer to yourself. You have to live with yourself. That person can say, I just gave you an answer, don't blame me tomorrow, right? Then you can say, I blame you because you told me not to do it, so I didn't do it. I lost so much potential to make money or become famous or whatever. Because of you, I said no to the project. How? You asked? So don't ask tomorrow. Don't talk to me. So you always blame that person. You were the one. Because of you, I couldn't become so famous, so rich, whatever. Listen to yourself, to your heart. If you made a mistake, yeah, it was a mistake, but no regrets. Because I have nobody to blame. I listen to my heart. So in that way, I really don't have any regrets. But again, I'm technically not a monk. It's a very old system in Tibetan Himalayan Buddhism. The title would be Tulku, So from a young age, we are recognized and enthroned, and basically just stamped and sent to the monastery, like a postmaster, stamped and sent to the address. No choice. Technically, you become a monk by renouncing. No. These days, the system is very different. But when the Buddha was alive, people for example, somebody like Gampopa, right? Milarepa's student, very famous. He was a physician. a doctor. He could not save his own wife and his children, something like that. I think they died of a very bad disease. He got like, what kind of a doctor am I? He renounced samsara. Then he became a monk. He became a follower of Milarepa. Milarepa, the same thing. He was a mass murderer. You know, he killed 30 odd people. He renounced. He didn't really become a monk, but he became a yogi, he became a dharmic practitioner. Right? So these days is different. You ask any of these monks and nuns, these beautiful people, I would say 99% of them, they were sent to the monastery when they were young. There is a different system nowadays. It's not like they saw samsara, they saw suffering like the Buddha saw, going out of the palace, seeing the sick person, seeing the dead person, seeing the old person, then seeing, oh, samsara is bad, I should go out and find an answer. No. We were sent to the monastery when we were young. We didn't have a choice. So it's a bit different. But myself, if you ask me like, how can a monk make a million, become a millionaire? How can you ride like these nice cars? Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Whatever, how can you post pictures in gym and this thing? So I'm technically not a monk. And in our system, we have vows to take. Gingin, Getsun, Gelong, I have the most basic vows. Because when I was young, when I was in Zongsar Institute, Khyentse Rinpoche's Institute, I had a few Rinpoche friends. I will not give their names, okay? Yeah. So they were like, let's go, let's take the Getsun vows, Gelong vows. Hey, we're going to become Dharma brothers. I said, like, man, are you sure what the vows mean? Whether you will be able to observe the vows. Those are quite serious. And it might become heavy on your conscience if you break the vows. I said, I'm not ready to take the vows. I will take them one day if I feel like my life is going towards that direction. Right now, no. I'm a liberal person. I'm a very curious person. I want to explore the world. I want to explore myself. I want to discover the intricacies of human relationships, etc., etc. So for that, I need to go back into samsara, so to speak. Right? Because we were born in nirvana, in a monastery, with Rinpoches, with teachings. No, we were actually sent to nirvana at a very young age. So now what we're doing sometimes, honestly speaking, I don't encourage this to everybody. That is your own choice. So tomorrow don't blame me if your Khenpo or Lama tells me, hey, Palga Rinpoche is telling all our monks and nuns to go back to samsara. No. In a conscious way, maybe learn a little bit more about samsara. Speak to the chaiwala, speak to the uberwala. Sometimes live like a yogi, walk, I don't know, maybe beg. Maybe try sleeping on the streets like I did. Maybe try working at a gas station. Maybe try washing some dishes. Then you will know the value of money, what we're dealing with. Because in a monastery, we are mostly very spoiled, to be honest with you. Yeah? Because of the, the grace of our gurus, of all the sponsors. Food is almost always there in a monastery. At least dal chawal is there, timo is there, no, samba is there. These days, I'm sure the food is really good. When I was young, we used to get beaten a lot. Like my head is like full of marks. I look like a UFC fighter if you look at my head. Seriously. Yeah? I used to be, ask the monks and nuns, right? Like if you don't get beaten one day, we feel like, today's such a nice day. Why? What happened? I didn't get beaten. So, but still, because of the grace of our gurus, we never go hungry. We actually are sent to nirvana at a very young age. We get the highest teachings. We have the best khenpos. We have the best lamas. We are so happy. We are so lucky. We can go around stupa anytime. We have to wake up early, go to puja. It's a privilege. But I suggest sometimes, maybe you should walk in society to the monks and nuns, understand what people go through. That will bring out empathy, ninja. Yeah? Then you will be able to understand how to perform, like compassion in action. Right? Ninja, simje, thamje, simten is very easy to say. Simje, thamje, devatam, devigita, all sentient beings. Okay, that's good, all sentient beings. Forget about all sentient beings, maybe talk about all your neighbors. Right? All the people, all the rickshawalas, all the chaiwalas, all the mungfaliwalas, all the beggars. Try to talk to them, empathize, see the human side, go beyond color, go beyond religion. You don't care whether it's Hindu, Muslim. No, they're human beings. Try to talk to them, man. Be a human being. Touch their hearts. Then you will understand what being a monk is, what the pursuit of enlightenment is, what the essence of compassion is, the essence of the Buddhist teachings are. then your content will become more meaningful, I think, because it will come from a very different perspective. That's your actual experience. I see some content creators, okay, sometimes it's copy-paste. Buddha said this, copy-paste. There's no value to it. From your own experience, there's emotion behind it, the way I'm talking right now, because I'm passionate about these things. There's emotion behind it and people can feel it, man. You can't fool people these days. Everything is caught in high definition, 4K, 60 FPS, 30 FPS, good mics, wireless mics, very clear sound. You can't, I'm sorry, but that B word, B-U-L-L, right? You can't do that to people these days. You can't fool people no more. You have to be honest, authentic. Doesn't matter what nice thumbnail you make, but if you're not authentic, if it doesn't come from your heart, people can detect that. They have a good meter for that bull detector, I don't want to use it with a Buddha statue, So yeah, be authentic, be genuine, Yeah, and I forgot what your question was, but I'm sorry.
I know that many of you are very curious, but we can only take another one question. So please raise your hand.
I don't know what is the plan after this? Any programs you have? Nothing. I'm okay to stay all night. It's my pleasure, You have spent so much money and there's been so much effort to set up this stage. So if I can bring some value, if people are curious, if I can bring some value, I don't mind. This is my duty as a Rinpoche to serve. Yeah.
Namaste, Rinpoche. I am from Devapal Institute. I have one question. So, everyone saying be happy and don't be sad, but we are human beings. We are living in samsara. And we have sadness and happiness, both. So how can we stay balanced as the Buddha taught?
Thank you for your question. This is an honest answer to you. I think, this be happy is overrated. Seriously, this pursuit of happiness, as I call it, like how to be happy, the meaning of happiness, the secret of happiness. Everybody from, all the podcasters on YouTube and content creators, they're all talking about this happiness, the secret to happiness. I think happiness is overrated, man. I think happiness is this, from my perspective, happiness is this euphoric emotion that you feel like, yay, I'm happy, And happiness takes a lot of effort, right? I don't know, what makes you happy? Let me ask you, what makes you happy? Tell me.
When I'm with my family and friends.
With your family and friends. So, see, that's an assembly, right? That's an assemblage of people, of certain people. That's an assemblage of certain people, of your family and your friends. Not me, not this lady person, not these monks, not this gentleman, right? It has to be these specific people, your family and your friends, very specific. So it's conditional, right? So that's conditional happiness. What if something bad happens to them? You become sad. It brings you suffering, right? What if something good happens to them? You become happy. So it's conditional. So this conditional happiness is not permanent. It's not the pursuit that we're talking about in Buddhism. So in Buddhism, one very important teaching that His Eminence Zonse Khyentse Rinpoche repeats all the time, the four seams of the Dharma. All compounded phenomena are impermanent. All emotions bring suffering. All dharmas, all phenomena are empty without essence. Moksha, enlightenment is peace, not happiness. So the Buddha is never like, Buddha is not like, hey, what's up, man? Let's meditate, let's beg, let's go, Buddha is not like that. Peace. Have you ever seen the Buddha like, no, Buddha is always a bit serious, withdrawn, peace. So I think peace is what we should aspire instead of happiness. This word happiness now has become too, misrepresented, too, I think, overrated. But of course, in certain conditions, they bring you more euphoric experiences. Like when you see your friends, hey, how are you, right? But that's not permanent. This peace that we're talking is what you should actually be aspiring towards. Okay, this absence of suffering, this absence of these heightened emotions. Okay, that's why he said, Sachitamji Dumalwa, all emotions, ultimately bring suffering. You should read Khyentse Rinpoche's teaching on that. I think that's mentioned properly, NT, I think in the How It Makes You Not a Buddhist, right? Everybody should read that book, What Makes You Not a Buddhist, like 10 times. That should be your starting Bible, so to speak. In terms of suffering, it's part of our lives. Suffering is all pervasive, right? The first noble truth, the truth of suffering. Suffering is all pervasive. You can't avoid suffering. So why be scared of it? Don't overrate happiness and don't be scared of suffering also. I mean, I suffer sometimes. I suffer really badly, emotionally, physically. Sometimes when I'm deadlifting 180 kilos in Ladakh, which is not a very good idea, 3,500 meters above sea level, with very little rest, I pull my, muscle, and I'm not able to walk for a few weeks. I have to do physiotherapy. That brings a lot of pain. But, it's part of my life. You have a body, I'm pulling weight, so there is the possibility to suffer. So why be afraid of suffering? If I'm afraid of suffering, I will never be able to deadlift 180 kilos, right? So don't be scared of suffering, man. Like today we went around the stupa many times. We met so many lovely people. By the time when we got back, because I was wearing chappal, my feet were a little bit tired, so that was a good experience, but I suffered. So whatever you do, it will bring you suffering. Even chanting mantras will dry your mouth, make you sleepy. In the puja, ask the monks and nuns, especially after lunch, there's so much suffering, you feel so sleepy. Your belly is full of dal chawal, it's warm, and dum, dum, dum. And if the om says like, it's so, it's like, I think one of the sleep meditations you can call it. People who have problems sleeping, you come to our pujas, especially after lunch, I challenge you, if to stay awake. You can't. And even chanting, it's so much suffering. You feel like, if I can just stay awake, I'll be happy. So suffering is part of our life. I mean, I'm just joking a little bit, but you know what I mean? Everything, even accumulating mandala, doing prostration, it's full of suffering. It's not an easy task. So suffering is part of your life. So don't be afraid of suffering. And I think happiness is overrated. I think instead aim for peace. I aim for peace. So I meet people, I love meeting people, but then I also like to be alone sometimes with my dog, Choco. I like to talk to my dog, I like to play with him, just be alone, that brings some peace to me. So yeah, that's my answer.
So, I know that many of you really want to talk with Rinpoche, but as an organizer, we really want to make sure that you have, tomorrow is the last day, and we really want to make sure that you have an amazing day. So we're going to have a small meeting after this. So Rinpoche is going to stay with us for tomorrow as well. So I can take 2 questions, and then you can personally reach out to Rinpoche today or after this or tomorrow as well. And I'm seeing very, very many hands now. I'll go with Yash.
Julie Rinpoche, thank you. So my question is how to build full trust in Bodhisattva Tara? That's the only question. Thanks a lot.
How to what?
How to build full trust in the Bodhisattva Tara? Our full trust.
No, that's a very odd question. Myself, I am strongly connected to Tara because ever since I went to the monastery at the young age of 8, we wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing we do is Doncho, Drama Sabdi, Tara practice. So it's something by karma, you can call it. I've been practicing Tara ever since I've opened my eyes. So it's the first thing I do in the morning. Even now in Ladakh, when I'm free sometimes, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, doesn't matter how cold it is, I go outside, I take Choco out for susu. While he's doing his susu, I play with him a little bit, and I just chant Tara. Sometimes I record on my Instagram, and I like to send the good vibes to the whole world. Right? I have that by nature, and my favorite color is green. I love green, man. Like my pop holder, pop socket is green. My mala is green.
पीछे का है
My vest is
माइक
green.
के पीछे का
I don't want to tell you the color of my underwear and my socks, but you can guess the color. Okay, since we're trying to be honest here, my room, which I freshly painted, where is it? No, Jigmet, he painted. No, one of my followers, Jigmet there. He painted my room. He's one of my most dedicated followers. I love this guy. Thank you so much, Jigmet. Guess what color? Green, but not the Pakistani green. Okay. I'm a nationalist. I'm not national. I'm a patriot. I'm a Deshbhakt. So I try to err more on the darker side, so that people just don't open my door and say, "Hey, this is the Pakistan." No, it's olive green. Yeah. So I don't know. I have this thing with green, man, and I love Tara. I love what she represents. I love her representation. Her right hand giving dhan mudra. She's giving you whatever we wish fulfillment. Her left hand protection. She protects us. Her right leg, very curiously, is slightly extended so that she can jump from a throne like a mother. Have you ever seen a mother eat at a restaurant? Like, are you married? No. No, hopefully soon. Yeah? Do you wish to get married? I don't know. Okay. I don't judge you. You can have, a husband also. We live in a modern society. Okay. I'm a follower of competency. I love him. I respect him. So I've learned from him not to be sectarian, not to judge people. So I don't judge you, man. I love you the way you are. I can even call you it if you want, all day. So the answer today is that, I'm sorry. Answer to you is that, like if you see a mother eating in a restaurant, yeah, the child is eating, right? So the mother is always ready to jump, almost, she's eating, but her eyes, one eye is on the child always. Okay, and one eye is on the husband. Okay, one eye is on the child, the right eye is on the child, the stronger eye, the weaker eye is on the husband, just to make sure, he's not texting somebody, Instagram ke zamane kya bana, no. So, what he's liking, what he's not liking, kya hata diya, kya chipa diya. So, I have this strong connection to Tara. I like what she represents. I feel warmth when I chant Tara. Like today when we went around the stupa, I chanted Tara so many times. And he was kind enough to introduce to me that this is the same Tara that Atisha brought. Right? And imagine the blessings, man. I just felt so connected. Even now I can feel in my heart, I can feel my heartbeat going up just thinking about Tara. I love that. I don't know, maybe I'm Tara inside. I have no idea, man. Maybe I'm there. I don't know. Yeah. So I have this connection to Tara, very profound. How do you develop bodhicitta or connection to Tara? I think that's very karmic. But maybe try to learn more about Tara. Try to read about her. Try to practice her practices. Maybe join. Where is Deepa? Raise your hand, please. Join Tara Club. Talk to Deepa here. Yeah. With the blessings of Zonsal Khyentse Rinpoche, there is this beautiful group called Tara Club. Everybody should join. Yeah. Just to let you know, I will also be providing my assistance to the best of my ability to grow it. Yeah. I'll be working very closely with Deepa and her friends. So practice Tara, and doesn't have to be Tara itself. You can be connected to any bodhisattva. And because we're human, sometimes we shouldn't be choosy. We should practice all of them. But because we're humans, we have our favorites. We're humans. I love Avalokiteshvara. I do his mantra, his practices all the time. Manjushri also. I'm supposed to be the reincarnation, the emanation of Vajrapani, the bodhisattva of power. Maybe that's why I like Jimin, it kind of makes sense. But still, I love Tara, man. I have this, my East Devi, my Idam is Tara. That's it. Like, I feel so complete when I think of Tara. I don't feel scared. I don't feel like I need anything. I feel this sense of completion with Tara. But that's a personal thing. And how you can establish that connection, I think it's very karmic and very circumstantial.
First of all, Tashidalekla. Good evening to everyone, and thank you so much, organizers, to give me this last but not the least chance to meet. For me, my question is, I have one of case before 2 years that there is one family who is showing on Instagram, they are very happy in their life, they are doing very chill kind of things, and one at that end point where a story came out that actual story is different one. And also one case is there where we meet someone on social media. People also show that yes, I'm doing very like rocking kind of a things, but when actually you meet that person in front of you, that person is not that one whom you met on like social platforms. For me, I actually believe that try to express, not to impress. So I just wanna like ask your point of view on it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. No, you should not lead a double life. Because like, you must have seen so many reels, for example, because I have to do the gym thing, right? So you see lots of women doing squats with big bottoms, big breasts, but you know that they're putting a lot of silicone, they remove it, their breasts and everything, they're walking in a very different way. So not everything is real. So these days, I think many people have a trust issue with what they see on social media. Now, thanks to AI, it's getting worse. Now, though, you don't know whether it's a UFO, UAP, whether it's America, Afghanistan, you have no idea what's happening where. Whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, whether it's a fish man, whether it's a flying saucer, you have no idea, man. Really, things are becoming very confusing. So in this world, I think that's what authenticity, less of this, this kind of thumbnails, and more of like authentic. I think that's at least my perspective. I think you should be more authentic. You should be more raw. I think that's really starting to appeal to many people. I've seen some metrics, and this is growing. People are tired of the perfectly curated, social media post. They're leaning more towards raw. Somebody just plonking their phone or their DJI or whatever, Pocket 3 on a tripod and saying, "Hey man, what's up?" So blah blah blah. I had this experience, no hooks, nothing, just being raw. So I think there is an audience for that. I'm not saying this is the way to become successful. Of course, you can learn so many things, but authenticity is now, highly valued on social media. I would do the same thing, man. Like what I'm reading, I like to follow some channels. My channels are very niche. You won't find them interesting, but I like to follow channels where people are just talking. In a very friendly way, like, this and that, what's up? Just talking in a very conversational way. And I like to just watch it sometimes, but most of the times I like to just lock it, put my earphones, and doing something, I like to listen to them. So authenticity is of big value. I never think you should lead double lives, like what she said. That's exactly why, I try to post as much as possible about my personal self onto the internet, so that people don't think that I'm fooling them. Like she said, what I saw online is not what I got. What you see is what you get. We say we, right? The program thing. We say we. What you see is not what you get. You see something different, this perfectly curated world, but in real life, you're different. Now recently I saw this post by this, I think Chinese, Asian influencer, and she was using beauty filter. And she had been fooling people for so many years. But there was a glitch. I don't know, because of something, there was a glitch, and all of a sudden she lost the beauty filter. Oh my gosh, she looked very scary. I was like, what the? I was watching what the? Seriously, please search it. It's so scary. Come on, man. Tomorrow if you meet that lady in her filtered post, she looks very beautiful. She looks like a doll. The Chinese, they're like this, I don't know, I never find them appealing. I don't know what's up with that. But she looks like a doll. But when they filtered, there was a glitch, problem in the software, and you saw those of it's scary. Yeah, so be authentic, be genuine. Don't worry about your wrinkles or your makeup. Oh, what are they doing? Of course you should care about enough to know. Right? Clean your nostrils a little bit, whatever small, mustache, few grass or mustache you have, like make sure that you're presentable, that's it. Hello guys, how are you? Just make sure that you're presentable. Otherwise tomorrow like some of my social media posts, I posted and afterwards I see that there's a big blotch of my sunscreen coming off, and I'm like, oh my